Hey, it is 7 o'clock, straight up. I am Dave Globin, Boogie with the Bull. Tuesday Night Live is live on your Facebook and your YouTube right now. On Facebook, go over to the Dave Globin profile and you can watch and be in the live chat. And on YouTube, you can go to the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel and watch and be live in the YouTube live chat. Just give me a second as I try to do things that we always have to do. Scroll down and get the monitor going for the broadcast on the Dave Globin profile. We're there. Boom. Oh, no. There. Let me turn that down so it doesn't cause any feedback problems. So we're live on the Dave Globin profile. And you can come into the chat there and you can see the link to join the broadcast, StreamYard.com/SPTRRUJBM7. StreamYard.com/SPTRRUJBM7. And that will bring you into the StreamYard studio. And if we see you and you have a ticket, we'll let you onto the broadcast. Don't know if anyone's going to join me tonight, so just going to kind of ramble along on a couple of things and see where it goes from there. I was on a post earlier today, and I was talking with people who put up a graph that says we harvest 13 million barrels of oil per day here in the United States, but we use 20 million barrels per day. And they're trying to convince me that I guess we pull more than we need right now. And I don't know how they get to that third grade math equation as they put it, because the way I see it is if you pull 13 million barrels out of the ground on Sunday and you use 20, then you're down negative 7 million barrels. On Monday, you pull 13 out. You need 20, so you're down 7 plus 7 from yesterday is 14 million barrels. So to me, they're purposely not pulling out enough to meet the demand. And if they're not pulling the amount that they need to meet the demand, then it's on them. And, you're going to have huge deficits because you're paying your CEOs and your investors and your shareholders record dividends, but at the same time, you're charging the people at the pump more and more and more and more and more each day, to a point where, you know what, maybe you're trying to force them into electric vehicles, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. And you really don't want to get me going on electric vehicles today, because I'm sure you have read all over Facebook and other social media websites, in the Google newsfeed and other places, the largest Tesla supercharger, I think it's in Coalinga, California. It has the most number of charging stations. I don't remember how many, but it has the most. How do they power it to make you the electricity that you need? Diesel. So obviously, if you're in Coalinga, California, and you have a diesel vehicle, they're going to charge you $1 million a gallon for diesel, because they need every gallon to run that electric power plant to power your Tesla. And because of that, maybe costs more per gallon or hour, or however you figure it out. If your tank can hold 20 hours worth of electricity, then maybe it's an hour. Maybe you need to be paying more for electricity than we're paying for gas, because it's just crazy. Anyway, I want to say good evening to Mike Grant, who is a certified weapons dealer and instructor out there in Dublin, California, at Guns Unlimited. And if you are looking to buy a weapon, you can talk to Mike. If you are in California or can get to Dublin, California, you can meet with Mike and do the sale in person. If you are not in California, Mike can still help you, and he can sell you a weapon, but it has to be delivered to a certified weapons dealer in your state, and you have to go in and either fill out all the paperwork to own a gun and get a permit before you can leave with it, or you have to go in and show that you have one. You can go, I forget what the page is called on YouTube, but if you go over to it, it may be Guns Unlimited, but if you search Mike Grant, you'll probably find it over on YouTube. Some fantastic videos showing Mike showing all different kinds of weapons in use, and some are just, some are things that you couldn't carry on your waist, let alone mount on your car or whatever. But just some very interesting videos. Also, William Grant is watching somewhere. Good evening to you, William. And as I said, the places you can watch are on the Dave Goldman profile and the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. Both have live chats, and if you're watching on the Facebook side, you can see the link on the screen, and if you're interested, you're more than welcome to pop in. I do have word that Jerry Michaels from the American Rebellion will be here momentarily. I think Jen Woodruff was going to drop by. I don't know if anyone else is going to drop by, so that means if you're interested in jumping onto a broadcast, then you can wait for them to arrive, and there are seats at the table. So, to me, this whole thing is just really a game that we can't win. The gas or the oil companies here in the United States aren't going to pull enough out of the ground, because if they pulled enough out of the ground to meet the need, that they weren't running a $7 million a day deficit from the day before to meet the needs. If they were actually pulling out enough to meet the needs, they would be selling gas at a rate that they could probably lower it back down to reasonable prices. I don't know if we'll ever see $1.83 a gallon, but maybe get it to $2 a gallon. It was $2.93 a gallon for 87 octane when we moved here to beautiful Fleming Island, Florida, about 2 years ago. And the only difference is we had a car that was getting about 25, 27, maybe 28 miles a gallon average most of the time. And now we're in a car that I think is doing combined about 34 miles a gallon. So, we moved up a little bit and a little happier. But, I don't like reading things when it's like, we're not pulling enough to meet demand, but we're paying our CEO and other senior executives like we were, and we're paying our stockholders top dividends. And we really don't want you to buy diesel anymore, because we need every drop of diesel to run all these charging stations around the country. I can't imagine or have anyone explain to me why you're going to run these things on diesel 24/7, which means you're going to blow some bad stuff into the air, I'm sure, or more bad stuff into the air than a regular gas station. I guess it's just a game that we just can't win anymore. Because as I said before we came on, I was thinking, if Tesla is going to run diesel power in Coalinga, California at their largest supercharger for Tesla vehicles, and I just go buy the nicest diesel car I can afford and buy diesel. And if Tesla and all the other charging stations are going to be run on diesel, then they're going to be selling so much of it to them that the price of diesel should probably drop, because they're selling so much of it. All the charging station companies are running their stations on diesel, so the price of diesel is going to come way down in the consumer market, because you're just icing on the cake. Your little diesel car. And hopefully that would help truckers who rely on diesel for their trucks. Haven't seen a Tesla tractor up close enough to look at it and decide whether or not I think it's a viable option. I mean, it doesn't matter if I think it's a viable option, but if you drive a truck and you've been driving a diesel truck for as long as you've been driving, you probably know better than I do whether or not it's a serious option to consider. I believe the range is about 500 miles, but the problem is that if it takes 8 hours to recharge it and you only get 500 miles and you're driving more than 1,500 miles, you're driving more than 500 miles, I guess, then you can drive it to the place where you're dropping off, and hopefully there's a charging station there and you can stay overnight and charge it and leave. But if you can't drop that one off and pick up one that's already been charged and take that in the opposite direction or someplace else, what good is it? Plus, if it runs out, you got to find a tow truck big enough to carry a tractor on it, and that's even more. I don't get it anymore, America. I said the other day, if you haven't woken up by now, stay asleep, because you're really not missing anything. And by the time you wake up, we won't be the United States of America anymore, because nobody seems to want us to be. I was talking with somebody else today that said that all of the problems we have in the United States with our government could be resolved by portions in the Constitution where it says we can remove this person, we can remove that person, and this is how we do it. I said, well, if it was that easy, how come we're not doing it? And the answer we agreed on was because, the 2/3 of the Democrats are not going to vote in favor of removing the one Republican that the 2/3 of the Republicans are not going to vote in favor of removing. And in all honesty, both of them probably aren't going to vote to remove them, because you got to get another one in, you got to break them in, you got to corrupt them, and there's just not time left between now and the 2024 election probably to train a new corrupt politician. So I don't know. I'm just a guy who sits in front of the microphone and lets my voice ramble, and sometimes I say something that you might want to listen to, and sometimes I'm just rambling. So you're more than welcome to drop something into the live chat that you think we should talk about. I see Walt Coons is now watching. Good evening, Walt. And we'll wait momentarily and see if Jerry Michaels or Jen Woodruff do in fact join us. And if they do, awesome. If not, hey, you never know. You flip the mics on, and sometimes you just go as long as you can go, and sometimes it's really short. I miss my radio days. I used to sit down 15 minutes before I went on for 8 hours, and I read everything, and it was pretty easy. I knew I had to do this at this time and this at that time. This is just live radio where you always have something to say until there is someone else who has something else to say. And I did read something, but it's probably not of interest to most people watching. It was interesting to me that I guess Google is thinking about eventually dropping the Chrome operating system in favor of a new operating system that is based on Android 11 and would be more useful in a laptop than a Chromebook, which people often say is just a glorified Android tablet. I don't get much comments when I talk about Androids or Chromebooks on Facebook, because I imagine most people don't use Androids or Chromebooks on Facebook. My phone is an Android. Out of the box, it was Android 11. It went through Android 12. And now it's on Android 13, and it seems to be okay. Joining us, there he is, Jerry Michaels from the American Rebellion.
How you doing, Dave? Nice to see you.
Okay. I'm here. Nice to see you. As usual, I never have anything to say, but I always manage to say something. So, what is new and exciting in the southern part of the state?
Actually, it's the central part, but I
Central.
don't know.
Okay.
It was 42 degrees this morning.
Is that now
So
42
there's that.
degrees to me? 42 degrees to me, if we were up
Yeah.
in Connecticut, that's cold. That's on the borderline of cold.
No, it's cold here too, Dave. 42
Okay.
degrees is cold. Anywhere you go, it's
Okay.
cold. Uh,
All
I
right.
mean,
Well,
obviously,
no,
you're not going to get snow anywhere with 42 degrees, but,
no.
I don't like
But
42 degrees at all. Now, uh, I think it didn't get past 70. It was like 69 when I looked an hour or so ago. That's not bad. I enjoyed
yeah,
that.
yeah. My wife and
So,
I laugh. She had to run out, and it was 65 degrees, and I said, "Be ready, be looking for people wearing parkas and mittens and hats and all of that stuff," because I can remember we had a cousin that lived in Fort Lauderdale, and when she came to visit us in California, it was in the 60s. She was bundled up like it was winter, and we were dressed,
yeah,
in
yeah.
dressed like
That's
like
pretty much how it
like
is in
like we
Florida.
dress here.
You two, in another couple of years, you'll be doing the exact same thing because you'll acclimate to the heat here, and then all of a sudden it's 50 degrees and you're wearing a jacket. So it'll happen. Happens to everybody.
It's happening slowly because the air conditioning kicks on. If it's set on, it kicks in around 2 o'clock in the morning, and I think it's set for 65. And my feet, I end up wearing socks from 2 o'clock in the morning on. So you're right. Give it another couple of
Yeah.
years, and
Oh,
it'll be
I've had the heat on.
yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't come on much,
yeah.
but it's been on. Uh,
Craig Peterson
it's
says
just
it was cold
our
this
house
morning.
is the way it's set up is bad. Um,
Yeah,
we Part of the house stays nice and cool, but the master bedroom for some reason is warm in the summer and is cooler in the winter, which doesn't help anything really.
yeah.
But
Michelle
that's the
Michaels
way it
is
goes.
here. Michelle
Hey, there's
Michaels is
Alan.
here.
Alan's here.
Alan,
He's
Callum
freaking
McMillian. Alan is
he's
here.
freaking studying.
Craig Peterson is here. He said it was cold this morning for sure. Robin Brunson, who sent me the Fat Boy coffee that came yesterday, and it's going to be used tomorrow morning. I'm going to try my first cup of it.
Oh, I gotta go check the mailbox. I didn't check the mailbox for mine. Maybe it's
No,
here. I don't go every
yeah,
day. According to my
yeah.
research, we have recently entered a 40, 50-year cooling cycle. So much for that global warming crap. Oh, I'm
Yep,
sorry. What is it, climate change now? Yeah, I
yep,
guess they got
yep.
everything covered.
And Craig is a smart guy. He
There's
likes
Larry
doing
Burns.
research. Yep, Larry Burns is here. And Larry, if you see the link on the screen or need me to read you the link, I will read you the link. You're welcome to pop in. Larry seems to be everybody's resident expert in the Quran. So if anyone is going to
Well,
discuss,
and
yeah,
he's read them and he
yeah,
understands them. So,
yeah,
you know, um, there you go, I guess.
yeah, yeah.
He's
Robin got me. Go ahead.
well, he's certainly he's got experience, so
Yeah,
it's one of them deals where oh, my wife is here.
your wife is here. I was looking at that going, I know her.
Yeah, she's stuck in
must be.
bed with a broken back, and I constantly yelling to make her stay there.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
She
and
says,
our
"Fat boy."
hang up.
She said,
Oh yeah, it's good coffee. It is.
yeah, that's
It
what she
is.
said.
I've
That
had
is
it. It's
some
good.
good coffee. Good. I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to it. I really am. I really.
Well, I put the
I,
link in our chat for the show, so we'll see. Is
cool.
Jen coming?
She indicated that she was coming.
Okay.
I don't know if Randy Rhodes will
Because
join us
Larry,
because he left the group chat. I don't know if William Rayfield will join us because he left the link group chat as well. So sometimes I don't know. I don't know how to take that.
it
But
doesn't matter.
no, it doesn't. Most of the time, anybody's welcome. Anyone's welcome to come and be a part of the fun. And if you can yell louder than everybody else, then eventually you will get heard.
Yeah, that's
Hello.
how it kind of works on our show.
Yeah. Let's see. Robin's. Oh, so Larry's driving. Larry's driving. The other day he was driving and walking his dog, but that was on your broadcast. I don't know if he made it on.
No, he comes home from work every day at this time.
Right.
I forgot.
Yeah.
He comes home from work every day for this time, so that's why.
And Robin said, "Have you smelled the little circle in front of the bag?" Yes. And as soon as I took it out of the envelope, I didn't even have to smell the little circle in the bag. You could smell it in the envelope, but it does smell like really good coffee. So, like I said, I do plan on trying it first thing in the morning. Oh, I gotta make sure because Nikki's not here. So, all right, since Nikki's not here tonight,
hi guys. Oh, stop! You're too funny.
we're
I
filling
talk
in
too much.
for Nikki.
Stop.
No,
Is he okay?
I don't know.
Yeah, his birthday today.
Oh, okay. So I don't expect. That's right, because I saw that.
He's probably
I saw. Go ahead, Jerry.
got 25 grandkids over and the family, and everybody's eating all his food, and he will complain about it
I
to
love
no
it.
end. But again, he's
Tomorrow.
very proud of the fact of all this. He'll complain about all these people, and then we'll move on, I guess.
That's awesome.
Good. It's fun to have your family around.
How was the recital or concert?
Oh, it was awesome. It was like magical. It was so cool. It was really fun.
Good.
Now we just wait for
Glad you
Broadway to call. And I'm kidding. She's not going to Broadway.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was great.
You never know.
Right?
You never know.
Right. It was fun.
Listen, if your kid can sing, you never know who's watching, because some people they just get picked out of a crowd. You never know. You never know.
Oh my gosh, that's cool. I
know. Yeah, I gotta check the mailbox, Robin. I haven't gone down in a couple of days, and so I will check it in the morning. I'm sure it's there. Thank you.
Good coffee. That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway,
we got a lot of packages here, so I forget. Somebody opened the door yesterday, and it was right there.
Okay.
And they got me all excited because they said it looked like somebody sent me another coffee mug, and I was going,
no, I didn't. Sorry.
No, I know. But I was still happy to get the coffee. So hopefully you'll get yours too, Jerry, and maybe Thursday night we'll each join. Well, I don't know. Maybe too early for you to drink a cup, but maybe we'll each try a cup on Thursday.
Drink one now.
If you're around.
I drink one every night at this.
Oh, okay.
Every night at this time.
Now that I know that,
I don't even know what the hell kind it is, but my wife got it for me, so I drink what it is.
Yeah. I had asked my daughter-in-law to just rinse out and put in the sink my 30-ounce glass mug that I drink from every night, but she said no, it's going into the dishwasher, so I have to use my Bill Clinton wannabe mug, Bubba.
That's funny.
Bubba cup. Yeah,
Bubba.
I used to have a lot
They're
of them.
they're actually good
I used
mugs,
to
and
back in the day. Back in the day when like all the convenience stores sold the big cups and stuff, I
yeah,
must have had 20 of them.
yeah,
And they were all on the back floor of my truck that I worked at. And every time I would go in, I'd forget, so I'd buy another one. And back then they were like $3.
yeah.
You know, I went.
Hi, Ellen.
I forgot
Now
where
they're
I went.
crazy.
But I went somewhere, and they wanted like $17 for a
Yeah,
cup for one of these big, plastic.
yeah,
I'm like $17? Are you kidding?
yeah. I,
So
I think,
anyway, I
I
had
think,
coffee cups. I had the Coke,
yeah,
a soda cup. I had, and I kept forgetting to bring them in. So instead of going out and getting them, I just buy another one. So
yeah.
I
Oh
don't know.
no.
It wasn't a good plan. That I can tell you.
No. But we have, all I'll say is because it's not quite ready yet, we have a 27-ounce stainless travel mug coming to you. It's not ready yet. You'll have it before Christmas, but it's not quite ready yet. So make room for it somewhere. Or
I don't know.
What are you
Okay.
going to do with a 27-ounce mug? Will
Well,
it
thank
stay
you,
hot?
I think.
The coffee
yeah,
will stay
oh yeah,
cold.
it'll stay hot.
That's
It'll
what
stay
he said.
hot. It'll stay hot or it'll stay cold. Well, here,
Okay.
I'll show you. I have it. We just haven't. I have it. We just haven't
Well, if
finished
we're all gonna run around here and be buying each other stuff,
it.
no one told me
Show
about
off
this
mug.
part.
No.
I
This
just
is
thought
not.
that
No. This is going to be. This is going to be your Christmas gift. I just happened to find it recently. I haven't finished it yet. So.
Oh,
Oh, that's nice. You just have to put your
Alan
logo
McMillan
on it.
said he paid $100 for We Build the Wall mug.
Oh,
I paid $100 for We Build the Wall mug.
wow.
$100, really?
That's a lot of money.
Okay, where's David? Oh, there he is. All right.
Yeah, I had to put the
Yeah,
mug
it
back in
is.
the closet
Thank
so
you,
that I
Dave.
don't drop it.
Way to surprise me.
Yeah.
You're lucky I'm old. I'll probably forget about this by tomorrow, and then it'll be
Well,
a
so
surprise,
that
actual surprise when it gets here.
that's okay.
But now that
It's
surprised me, I'm
it's where it is in the closet, so that every time I open the closet, I see it because I'm waiting on the things that are being made that are going to go on it.
Stickers.
So every time I see it, I get to bother the person who's making them to
I
do it. Yeah, it's going to be customized.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right.
But,
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
I would like, I've had such bad luck trying to sell stuff over the 4 years that we've been doing this that I just have decided that I'm just going to make stuff for me, and if I do something that I like, I'll just send it out to people as a gift. I'm not worried about making any money doing this. The most expense we have here at the No Budget Broadcasting Company is paying Jen's salary.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It must be expensive shipping because it hasn't come yet. Oh, you're funny.
I had to give up my salary so I could pay Jen.
Oh my gosh. All I want is a good spot to park. Okay, stop.
Actually, we're getting closer to being able to afford to pay you, Jen, because the federal government, the Social Security Administration, who owns the No Budget Broadcasting Company, I guess is giving me a 3.2% raise for 2024.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah,
that's great.
Wow.
0 plus 0.
I think Donna figured it out.
Like an illegal.
I think Donna figured it out. It's like 50 cents. I mean, 50 cents. It's like $50 a month more.
Wow.
So,
you guys heard about Biden?
I haven't heard anything.
He's traveling to Israel.
I'm sorry.
Biden is traveling to Israel. He's going to have a meeting with Bibi and Sisi, who is Jordan? No, I don't know. All the guys over there, all the Mohammeds, the crown
the
princes.
the Ali
Yeah,
Akbars. Yeah.
yes. And they're going to have a meeting, and I don't know what they're meeting about, but he's also sent over 2 aircraft carriers, and he plans on sending troops. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is in, she's in the house and she's yelling, "No, don't go. No one wants you to go. Nobody wants our troops to go. We can't
Well,
afford this.
no, but
Stop."
we
But
do
he's
have
gonna
they're either there or on their way there.
the battleships.
The USS Gerald R. Ford, which I guess is our newest battleship,
And
was
Fitzgerald.
in Italy. It was in Italy doing war games with Italy, and I guess the Secretary of Defense decided to send it there. But I don't know what's decided to send it there means. Yeah,
Wow. Well, so they sent these 2 battleships out there, and they're preparing troops to go to Israel, and Israel is yelling, "Don't come." They've got their own plan going, and they have to retaliate. But first, what they have to do is they have to secure and get their 199 prisoners back, their people. They have to get those people before they start retaliating. And why in the heck is Biden bringing people over? I don't know, but I do know he's going to the summit over there because they want to sign a peace treaty or reinstall those Abraham Accords again.
Yep.
However, he's also going for this railroad. The man loves trains. So he wants to help get this train built from India. I mean, we're out of Africa, no more Madagascar. Now we're going across India, and it's going to go to France. And so because of that, Macron's going to come too at the end. I don't know when this is all going to happen, but I'm sure it's going to happen in November. But everyone's so excited about this, especially Biden. The biggest thing he's going for is not the peace treaty, it's the train.
I hope they send Trudeau there from Canada, because I was watching and I've seen it before. The G7 at the G7 summit, they sat everybody in alphabetical order. I don't know how China became first in front of Canada, but Trudeau walked in, and the guy from China was sitting there and didn't even make eye contact with him. Oh. And Trudeau's trying to shake his hand and do all this. And then he turned around to the other guy next to him, who I think was from Chile. And he didn't want anything to do with him either. And they were just saying how he complained later when he got back to Canada that nobody wanted to. Yeah, they ignored him. Nobody wanted to play nice with him. So.
Oh, wow.
If we send Joe, maybe Trudeau will have somebody to talk to.
I can't believe he went. No one knows why he's going there. This whole thing is so volatile. Just let it simmer. Let Israel get its people. We don't need to be involved. And I guess what they're trying to do is say that Israel is stronger and they have reinforcements. But what we're doing, and this is the same exact words that they had when they gave Iran the money, they are freed up the billions, was for humanitarian purposes. Yeah. So we're supposed to be sending our troops there for humanitarian purposes. Are you bringing food? Are you going to pat people on the back? I don't know, but it's bad.
I think for humanitarian purposes, they should cut $6 billion out of what they're going to give to Ukraine and give it to Israel to defend themselves against Iran.
Wow, are we still giving money to Ukraine now?
I haven't really watched it, but just because we don't hear it, I'm sure we probably are. But who knows?
I know. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, so what do you think about all this mess, Jerry?
I'll tell you. Oh. Yeah. Listen, this is what I'm going to tell you about humanity. That's bullshit. I just read, I just read an article before I came on here, and we have 6,000 troops on high alert. You don't go on high alert for humanitarian aid. High
Wow.
alert means no one has liberty. Everybody, married or not, is at the barracks. Everybody is packed up and ready to leave at a moment's notice, as soon as the order is given. That is what high alert is. And then they go and they fight. Now, we have the Navy, obviously, out there. Gerald R. Ford has been there for a couple days now. They did send two other ones, but I didn't catch the names of the ships. Or I think it was two other aircraft carriers, they said. And, here's the problem. Israel, technically this is their problem, and they have to come up with a plan to get the people and everything, and then wipe out Hamas, as they have said. The United States has a tendency to get involved in things, and they want to be in charge, and they push people around, and they piss everybody off. And Joe Biden going to have a conversation with anybody is comical. I'm sorry, it's just comical to me because Joe Biden can't speak. You don't know where he is. His wife had to lead him off the stage the other day. I mean, again, he's useless.
I heard
And
they
all
asked him why he was going.
to,
Go ahead.
Is I'm done. That's all.
I heard that they asked Joe Biden why he was going the other day, and he said it depends.
Oh, he says that too.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That was something else, but that's funny. I can't imagine anyone.
First of all, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it one bit. We have the weakest president in the history of this country, even if he wasn't brain dead. Okay, he's corrupted beyond anything. I've seen mob guys put in prison for murder that were not as corrupted as this guy. Okay,
Yeah.
and that is why he's the weakest president of the United States. Now, add on either dementia or Alzheimer's or whatever he may have, that makes it worse by a long shot. Mm-hmm. And this is what worries me from the moment he was obviously elected was, you say what you will about the muskrats, but they are patient. And, if there was ever a time to do something to this country, now is it.
Right. And now he's gone. So hopefully everyone here, do you know if we're in DEF CON or is everyone alerted to protect us? As soon as he leaves, it's not like he's a protector, but it seemed like we had more protection when he was around than when he's gone because we're always sitting ducks. That's how we feel. With the open borders, that's ridiculous. We're supposed to be able to take in an influx. This is crazy. 300,000 more people. When they clean, what they're trying to do is we're not doing it. After they destroy Hamas and the West Bank, what is it we're destroying again? Gaza. Okay,
Gaza.
after that. What?
Maybe.
Anyhow, after Gaza is destroyed, the United States and the Crown Prince, yes, and the Crown Prince are supposed to help because we're so rich. We're supposed to help restore it or rebuild it. And the United States is going to take in 300,000 refugees from Gaza, the misplaced people.
We're going to ship out 300,000 illegal immigrants that don't belong here. Actually, we should send them over to Gaza and let them rebuild it.
We're bringing them back. I don't know why we have to house them after they get done with their war and the Abraham Accords are signed. we're supposed to bring in this influx of 300,000, which is nothing compared to all the millions we've already taken. And I'm just hoping that there's going to be a replacement of the head. I hope that they can pluck him out. I know Jerry thinks I'm pie in the sky with this because he knows that you can't have a coup, we're the United States of America. There's no way we can take out this guy, but I'm just really hoping there's a loophole somewhere that he has to be replaced.
Something has to happen. That's all I can say. I read that I guess the DOJ is appealing the Proud Boys sentences. Did they get? I just have a brain fart. Excuse my English, Jen. That I don't remember. Did they end up going? I apologized for that.
That you're fine.
Okay.
You're fine.
I don't know. Did they get charged and are they going to jail, or did they not? And did they get charged and end up not going to jail? Which is why the DOJ is looking at it.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know about that. I wish Stephen Tolliver was here. He knows that stuff.
Well, it depends on which one it was. They found a couple of them guilty and put them in jail for literally years. One got 18 years or something.
Okay.
So I don't know. I think they were pissed off at a couple of them, and they're.
Okay. I'm wondering if there's a lag between us and Jerry. We lost you for a second, Jerry.
On a good note, did you hear that they're
sorry.
giving the speakership to Jim Jordan? And I think this is fantastic. And all he has to do now is indict Kamala and Biden, and then this is so stupid. He just has to indict those two for leaving us unprotected and opening the borders or whatever he chooses to indict them for, and then he could be the president. I know it's pie in the sky, but
no, it's not that it's pie in the sky. It's I actually support it. The only thing that bums me out is that when Trump returns to the White House in 2024, I was hoping maybe he tapped Jim Jordan as Attorney General.
Oh, right.
Because the only other person that's there maybe is Ted Cruz, and I don't know if America wants Ted now. I wish Trey Gowdy was still around, somehow involved, and he would want it. Okay, Jerry says he will just be in the comments. I'm sorry for that. There appears to be a lag between StreamYard and me, and Jerry and me, and I do apologize for that, but we'll make sure that Jerry's comments do get into the room and everybody sees them. I also see that Max is here, so good evening, Max. And I scroll back up ahead, and I think we've talked to everybody. Good evening. Scott Halsey is watching, and Robin Brunson is watching. Make sure you get Fat Boy Coffee. They have a Fat Boy page on Facebook. You can go and order the coffee from them.
Fat Cup?
Fat Cup. Mm-hmm. No, Fat Boy. Yeah, Fat Boy Coffee in the Fat Cup. But I think we've covered just about everybody there. If we didn't, I apologize. And let's see. Alan says, Trey Gowdy was a loudmouth that didn't make a difference. I think he would have made a difference, but he,
he's a good television personality.
He is. I think he would have made it, but then again, everybody kowtown to making sure Hillary Clinton didn't get whatever. It's Fat Cup. You're right. It is Fat Cup. But somebody's mic just a wave just washed up through the studio. It is Fat Cup. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say Fat Boy. I've been saying Fat Boy, but it is Fat Cup Coffee Company. Somebody's link is. Uh-oh. What happened? We had some.
Whatever's going on your side is not happening over here. I'm so sorry. Does it look like I knocked Jerry off? Did I create the lag?
No, you didn't knock Jerry off, but there's a whole bunch of static coming in with your signal, but you didn't knock Jerry off.
Okay.
But it's
sorry, Jerry.
But Robin says it's on your part. I heard it because it came blasting through my headphones, which I hardly ever wear. But
that's my part. Your part. My part.
Your part.
Okay. Nice.
Or, wait a minute. Yeah. No.
No. I get it. Okay.
No, I can't do it with that. That would be rude. But
thank you. Okay, let me reboot. I'll be right back. Okay.
All right. Yep. These things happen. We'll get through it. I promise. Danny Campbell is watching. Danny has watched more Boogie with the Bull broadcasts than anybody in the history of Boogie with the Bull, and he still comes back and watches more. A dedicated trooper. Danny, a pleasure to have you watching. And Roland Hatton, who is my buddy and co-admin in the United Media Group Uncensored. I have to keep things written in front of me all the time. The United Media Group Uncensored, a conservative patriot group where if you have something important to say, you should go in and post it. And if you don't have anything important to say, you should go read it, and maybe you'll find something important to say. It seems to happen only when you talk, is what Alan said. So maybe I think Alan's trying to tell you that you don't need to talk for the rest of the broadcast. That's rude, Alan. We invite Jen because she knows so much. I think she froze. Oh, there goes. All right, so Jen had to bounce. Hopefully she'll be back. And in the meantime, I guess I have to entertain you by myself, which is kind of difficult. So let's see. But it is Fat Cup Coffee. It is not Fat Boy Coffee. For some strange reason, I keep thinking when I looked at the bag, it said Fat Boy, but it is Fat Cup Coffee Company. Fat Cup Coffee Company. And yes, they are on Facebook, so you can go and take a look and order the coffee themselves. Jerry says it's good. Robin says it's good. Robin lives near them, so I think she goes to them a lot. It's where she gets her coffee and try them. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to use it tomorrow morning for my morning caffeine fix. And if it's good, I'll probably use it Thursday evening for my caffeine fix during the broadcast. I actually like coffee during the broadcast more than just about anything else. Jerry's back. Let me see. Jerry is back. And let me check something.
All right. Well, I'll stay till Jen comes back. Seems like when 3 people. Yeah.
Very good.
The lag is horrible.
Yeah. I'm starting to wonder if that lag is something that that Facebook is doing intentionally. But I don't know. Hey, that's
I don't
enough
think
out
so,
of you,
Dave.
Delilah.
I think it's my internet. Actually,
Okay.
when you start doing speed tests on your internet and stuff, and it's like non-existent. You start to get the idea that it's the internet. And if I call them
Oh.
and bitch about it, they just blame me. Tell me all our stuff's working. It's your fault. It's like, yeah, sure.
Okay.
I got something to do with you slowing down the internet.
Yeah,
It's grasshopper.
Alan
okay,
says
Alan.
it's
Get
grasshopper.
off the good. Let that go, Alan. Come on. It happened one time.
What happened? Well, okay, come on. You said
Well,
you
one night
got
I
this
got
big story that.
and the internet and the internet sucked. So I just walked out to check the dish, and there was this grasshopper that was about this freaking big, sitting right on the arm where the signal gets caught and goes into the dish or goes into the house, and that was interrupting my internet. And I made him move, and everything was fine. And Alan, luckily, has never forgotten that or anything else I've ever done wrong. He's a lot like my wife, just so you know.
Oh, okay. Did he watch the night mowing video? I made it through about half of it. I was laughing so hard. I don't know why, but
I don't know, bouncing around on a mower that's too small for me in the yard with like
in the
200
dark.
holes in it that I can't see at night. Yeah, that's fun shit. Weird. Okay.
Okay.
They dug 3 new ones.
Yeah.
These freaking dogs, I don't know what their problem is, man. They don't understand my pain. You need it's just to cut my yard. The whole rest of the property's fine. But just to cut my yard, I need a kidney belt.
Okay. Well, if they dig the holes in the yard, you can't teach them how to fill the holes in. If they dig a new hole, shouldn't they just take the dirt from the old hole and put it back in one?
Dave, my dogs don't like me or want anything to, I feed them basically, and that's my only use towards them.
Yeah. Our dog is a little 5-pound Chihuahua who would rather that she didn't sleep in the same bed with me because she wants the whole bed to herself.
Yeah, that's another thing. Half the times I gotta get up and in the middle of the night go sleep in a chair because the dog won't move, and she's like, pushing me off the bed, and I got a lot of problems, man. I'm telling you.
You pick up a
This
5.5 pound Chihuahua.
Drove into a manhole. And you know what? I cut it I don't know. It was like a week ago or so, probably 10 days. And there was another hole I didn't see, fell in that one. But this one I was able to lift the mower out of, so it helped. And who helped him out of the hole? Yeah, I had to get my wife down there to help me sit on the tractor, put some weight on the tractor so that I could push it and she would drive it backwards. And, now I'm never going to hear the end of that.
Oh.
So, I don't remember if she's on video doing that or not. That was a while since. There you go. Anyway,
You pick up
that's the whole story
5.5
behind that.
Pick up that 5.5 pound Chihuahua in the middle of the night to move her 6 inches, and you wonder if we have a Doberman sleeping in bed with us. She's like so disgruntled, and it's like you ruined her whole night. She's going to be awake for the rest of the night. Lisa has joined us.
Yeah, my wife had a Chihuahua for 17 or 18 years. The dog was definitely her dog, and it wasn't like he was mean, but he was her dog, and he had to be in his place in the bed or he was pissed. I mean, it was crazy.
Well, ours is one better. you pick her up and move her in the middle of the
We
night
have
and
two
she's
pit
not
bulls,
happy,
two
you have to
Chihuahuas.
get up and change the whole bed.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Just sitting there. That they don't have these
We're
problems
not in
at
charge,
the
Dave, is
Woodruff
the
house.
problem. The dogs are,
Right.
and it's our own fault,
That's
much
fine.
like the government.
You see.
Yeah, no, we
Well,
don't
those
have.
dogs. The dog seems like he knows his place there, but in our houses they don't, and they just do whatever they want.
No, we have a problem with cats. And we have a cat that snores at the end of our bed. And I think it's so cute that that Sherry and Michelle have a dog. They have two dogs that snore. And when they were sleeping one time on the show, I'm like, "Do you hear buzzing? What is that noise?" I'm going crazy. I'm like, "What's that buzzing noise?" I thought it was in our house. And Sherry's like, "It's my dog snoring." It was so cute. I'm like, that's our cat every night. It's like at the foot of our bed, and it's so funny.
We have a 15-year-old gray tiger who
They're right here now. The
That's so
will jump
cute.
up.
The bedroom door
Yeah.
is closed because my wife is eating dinner, so it's help.
Oh, in
Because
privacy.
my wife decides it's a good idea to feed the dogs all the time. We have to close the door to the bedroom when she eats. Okay,
Oh
otherwise
my
they will not
gosh.
leave her alone. So they're both sitting right next to me in the chair, sound asleep.
Oh, that's
So I don't
funny.
know.
Oh my
Anyway,
gosh.
there you go. As a matter of fact, I got to go back there and get her plate. So I'm gonna go
Okay.
for a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Lisa says she has 2 pit bulls, 2 chihuahuas, and the chihuahuas are the worst by far.
Oh, that's so funny. And they're so tiny. Oh, I love it.
We have 1 chihuahua and 1 gray tiger, and living with us is a purebred Rottie who is the biggest baby. No, she knows. Unfortunately, she's my favorite of the of their pack. So they have the Rottie. They have they have 2 pit bull mixes. One, I swear, looks more like a German Shepherd and a Golden Lab. She has a pit bull face, but she looks like a Golden Retriever.
Oh, that's cute.
To me. But and then they have an Akita, and they have a 12, 13-month-old baby husky who has the softest fur of all of them, but she is a world-class screamer.
Oh.
When we do the Boogie with the Bull screaming contest broadcast, I'm going to put a mic out there because I actually don't even put a mic out there. You can hear her.
That's
you can
funny.
hear her when she starts going. She's like, and usually most mornings between 6:30 and 7 o'clock, she starts just because it's time to go outside. And if she wasn't so wild, I don't think she'd ever hurt me, but she's just too wild and moves too fast for me. I would go, because I'm awake, I'd just go out and let her out, but she's just too wild for me.
To hold a leash?
No, well, just to have her around. I mean, she jumps, they're all, I'm not worried that any of them would hurt me, but she's just, after being in a crate all night long, she's got energy she's got to burn off.
Right.
And trying to jump through Papa, it's just not.
She'll take you for a walk.
She probably would.
That's funny.
She probably would. I always wanted to take the Rottweiler for a walk, but things didn't work out that way. So sometimes when they take her out for a walk, it's a 2-leash walk.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, she listens to me, but it was just that if she decided to take off running, I don't have the physical strength to hold her. I'd end up letting go. I'd end up having to let go.
Oh.
So, and that would scare me because if Molly, the Rottweiler, thinks that someone is a threat or another dog is a threat,
Ooh, she'll bite him.
she might go Rottweiler on them.
Oh, that's my, you know, one of my favorite memes is this Rottweiler crossing the street with his owner, who is this punky guy. And it says, no matter how badass you think you are, you still need your Pooh Bear. And it's
That's
this punk guy walking his Rottweiler across the street, and the Rottweiler has his Winnie the Pooh bear in his mouth. And it's just so funny. No matter how tough you are, you do have a soft spot.
I want to see the other. When you get done redoing the meme, it should be the Rottweiler walking that guy. It's like somebody put up in one of the groups the other day. I think it was a meme of. It was supposed to be your daughter and a guy who had all this metal piercings in his face. And what are your first words to him? What do you say to him first? And I think I commented it wouldn't get that far.
Ouch. Oh,
Because I'd make sure she let him in the side of the house that had the metallic door. So I'd open the door and he'd be stuck to it. And I'd just close the door and let him go.
Yeah, it's funny.
But I can't imagine. I mean, if you got to take that out at night, then you got to put it back in the next morning. And I know you don't, but I mean,
Right.
I can't. I just
Yeah.
maybe I don't understand the culture, or I don't want to understand the culture. But there was a time when I thought a nose ring would be great because I'd never lose my car keys. I'd always know where they were.
Oh my gosh. That's funny.
But other than that, I had a girlfriend in California who had a daughter, and I think she was 3 years old, and she said to her mom, "I want earrings." And she was pointing to her Janine's earrings, going, "I want earrings." So Janine talked about it with her, and the day came, and we took her, and they held her left earlobe and said to her, "Stay still." So, ba-bam, she didn't move at all. As a matter of fact, she was laughing right after it was done. They took it, went to the right ear, and they said again the same thing: hold still, don't move, ba-bam. She went, and then her face just busted out in tears. And
Ouch.
they were afraid they hurt her, and she said no, it was just really loud. The banging.
Oh,
her
come
right ear
on. Oh my
was just
gosh.
really loud, and it scared her. And
Well, I'm glad they didn't rip. I thought maybe she moved.
no. And my grandfather was in town visiting, so we took her to introduce him to her, and he said something to her like, "Oh, you just got your ears pierced?" And she was, "Yeah." He was like, "Do you like them?" And she said, "Aren't they pretty?" My grandfather was a wholesale jeweler.
Oh.
So he comes back to Boston. She gets a little box in, about this size box, arrives in the mail 2 days later, and it's 1/4 carat studs. She was 3 years old wearing 1/4 carat studs.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. That's wonderful. I love it.
I'm the worst guy to talk about jewelry too, because after I bought Donna, I let Donna pick out the engagement ring that she wanted, because I'm terrible at picking out jewelry for someone. Even myself, I'm just really bad at picking out jewelry. So I let Donna pick out the one that she wanted. Then I bought a big hunk of cubic zirconia. There was like it looked like 4 carats of cubic zirconia. It was a big hunk. And I took it to work the next day, and I'm showing all my cab driving friends, limo driving friends, that I'm going to ask Donna to marry me, and this is the engagement ring. And most of them looked at it. Most of them looked at it and said, "What is that? 3-4 carats?" I said, "No, it's 4 carats. It's not 3 or 4. It's 4 carats." And they're like, "You didn't spend that much." Then I go to my friend Stella, who who knew I could afford to spend that much, but knew Donna probably wouldn't let me spend that much. And I show it to Stella, and she's like, "That's huge." I said, "Yeah, it's 4 carats. It's not huge. It's 4 carats." And she's like, "Wait a minute, diamonds?" I said, "No, cubic zirconia." I just wanted to see the reaction from people who thought that I had given Donna a 4-carat ring. Donna would never. I don't think she would have worn it. No.
That's scary. Yeah. Well, it's heavy on the hand, but plus,
I guess I don't know.
You really have to insure that.
Her hand?
Yeah. The ring, if it was that heavy, my gosh. That's crazy, but
I wouldn't want anything that big.
I would feel like a prisoner to it, you know. Even when you wash your hands, you have to be careful.
Or I don't know if you can see it on here, but you can't see it on here, but my wedding band is about a half a size too small.
It did leave an impression. It looks like a white circle around.
Oh yeah. So it's like, and when I shower, I leave it on the pull for the sink drain. I just drop it right on there, and I know it's there. And I always forget to take it out with me. So then I'll go up to Donna during the day, and I'll go, "See, I was still married to you the whole time. I wasn't wearing it, branded."
Oh wow, well that's cute.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Hey.
Oh, that was good. Good job, Dave. They listened.
Really?
I don't know. The dog is. That's Joe, I think.
Sonia probably don't.
That's Joe. I think that's Joe.
It sounds like that.
Yeah. She barks at everybody. Then she'll walk up and she'll smell my hand, and then she'll still turn. She'll back up like 2 or 3 steps and then just bark at me some more.
There's no good food on there.
I don't know.
That's what she wants.
Those dogs eat very well.
That's good. So you brought up something very interesting. Do you think that Macron is going to travel to the signing of the Abraham Accords?
Probably, but that's just because he drew the short straw, and he has to watch Joe Biden this time.
Oh wow, that's funny. Yeah, I think he'll be there. I think the Pope will be there, and there was one other guy. I don't know.
I don't know why the Pope needs to be there.
I don't know why he's involved in so much, but
I really don't. I really don't know why he needs to be there. I believe that the crown prince or the king, if he is still alive, of Saudi Arabia, and all the other princes and princesses and whatever royal family there is, they have a responsibility for taking a good portion of those 300,000 refugees, but they don't want them.
Oh.
And I'm sure if you look into the Biden administration agreeing to take them, I wouldn't be surprised if Saudi Arabia is compensating us to take them, because Barack Obama agreed to take the Muslim refugees after whatever it was, and he took them because Saudi Arabia didn't want them. The king didn't want them. He was afraid. He didn't want them in his country because they weren't going to follow his rules. He thought that they were going to, they'd expose the royal subjects to people that he didn't want those ideas in their head. They're a pretty good government. You have certain rights that you're allowed to do, but at the end of the day, he's the king and he tells you what you can and can't do. So he had built some really nice tent dorm type things built. And I guess the conversation was between him and President Obama was that we will dismantle this whole thing, send it to you. You can build it where you can pick a spot where you want it built. We will come back, we'll come over and build it for you, and we will pay you to take care of our portion of the refugees because I just don't want them.
They're not producers. They don't do anything. They just take. What do you think of Biden giving our Social Security to immigrants?
I
That
don't.
drives me
I
nuts.
don't. And
They
I've been
don't
very
produce
vocal.
good. They don't produce anything. They
I've
didn't.
been very vocal that as far as Social Security, welfare, those things that the country, look, I don't know who pays for welfare. I don't know if the government funds it out of their budget or obviously it comes out of our taxes and they fund it out of their budget. But Social Security comes out of our pockets and our employers' pockets, and the government is just supposed to sit on it until we need it. So because they didn't pay in, they shouldn't get it. Because they aren't citizens, they shouldn't qualify for welfare. And when it comes that they're living better and being supported on our dime better than we are on our dime, something's wrong. So, and that was one of my posts the other day. I'm upset at Biden and Social Security. I get a 3.2% raise on my Social Security, about $50 a month. So it's like $600. It's like $600 a year, which is not anything to really complain about. But these people who are getting money out of Social Security or getting a Social Security benefit that didn't earn it,
for
didn't
nothing.
pay into it, shouldn't be getting it.
Right.
And then you listen to the mayor of New York City and the governor of New York. The mayor's tired of being a sanctuary city and the governor doesn't want to be a sanctuary state anymore. Well, you should have saw this from the beginning. They're sending these people to your state and they're going to give you money to take care of them. But at some point they're going to stop and you're going to have to take care of them.
Yeah, I don't think they thought this plan out. What I think is a riot, and I hope it happens again, is when we get this influx of 300,000 Palestinians, let's do the diversity up in Martha's Vineyard. I really enjoyed that.
I don't care where they do it, but it should be the same kind of detainment facility that they need to go into. That would have been under Title 42, like if 300,000 of them all knocked on the door at a border checkpoint and said, we want to come in, you either have the paperwork ready to be presented. They got to find a place, and I don't mean find a 5-star hotel that agrees to take 3 times what they normally charge per night for a room, or a homeless veterans facility that's got a shelter program and helping reacclimate and take care of veterans, and boot them out and put these people in. No.
Right.
Put them at Gitmo. Build a nice encampment for them at Gitmo. Charge whoever government is responsible for them coming here, and they pay to maintain it. And that's what it is. I mean, it doesn't have to be, locked up in prison cells all day long, but, you put them somewhere and you take care of them. But realistically, it's the Middle East, and the Middle East is responsible for helping the displaced M's find a place to live. And the other thing is, maybe we should be asking those 300,000 M's if you can't be here in Gaza anymore. So where do you want to go? Because someone might say, I don't want to go to the United States. Where would you like to go? I'd like to go to England. I'd like to go to London. Divide some up, send them to London. I'd like to go to France. Divide some up, send them to France. And the other thing is that if any country says we don't want them, then that interrupts our process with them. And okay, you don't want them. You got to find someplace else to put them.
Well, it's such a mess. I can't stand it.
But
Okay,
the sad thing, okay,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Well, the
Where
sad
do you,
thing is that we're sitting here talking about
it's
dividing up people, and like, I believe that's what put Barack Obama and the deep state in the human trafficking market. That's how Barack Obama got into the human
Oh,
trafficking market. And I know it's a terrible thing to say because
by
he was president of the United States at that. The M's that came over, I forget the incident, but what it was. But the M's that came here and got dispersed to other places, or they came and they stayed here. We couldn't handle them, so at some point we had to do something. We had to move them. We had to somehow get rid of them. I don't want to think that we sold them to someplace else, or we did something bad
I don't
with
think
them.
Yeah, I
But
don't think the United States did. I think we released them into traffickers' hands
yeah,
because we
yeah,
didn't know what else to do. But the reason
right.
why I like the thought of putting refugees in Martha's Vineyard is because Barack has a place there. And I'm
Okay.
like, enjoy the diversity, Barack. You
Well,
wanted it. But okay, where do you think all these children are? Where are all the children that are missing? The children from Maui, which is something we don't talk about anymore.
I don't. It's really something that I don't want to talk about, because my fear is that when they said to these children, "We're releasing you from school because it's unsafe to be here. Go home," they had to know the parents might be delayed getting home,
Right?
or they just had a plan that these kids were going to be home alone,
Expendable.
and whoever was patrolling and trying to go in and rescue people, that's what they were going to do. And
Do what you do.
yeah,
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Jerry. I actually typed in. I can say it because they can't penalize me for saying something on a broadcast, but they can penalize me for typing something in. But the other day on a broadcast, you and I don't remember who else was on. They were trying to remember Rashida Tlaib's name, and I typed in Rashida Towelhead, and I got an instant flag for hate. They were nice about it. They gave me an option. They said you can post the comment, but you're going to get the hate speech violation if you do, or you can delete it. So I deleted it because I really didn't want the violation. I've got enough restrictions on, I'm the admin of 8 groups and 2 broadcasts, and I'm in a bunch of other groups, and I'm an admin. I got enough restrictions on me. I could leave Facebook tomorrow and it'd be probably 200 years before my account would be restriction free. So I didn't want it. But yeah, if you type something in and it's hate speech, they will nail you for it. If you say it on a broadcast, they can't nail you for it because it wasn't actually posted in a comment. But I don't believe that that's true either. I'm sure, because I said I wanted to type Rashida Towelhead into the live chat. They'd probably nail me for
That's why
that.
we have to call them little sheet heads, because they use these little sheets.
I'm tired of Facebook telling me the
Right.
language that I can use.
Right.
Because when we were in radio in college, we were a non-commercial station. So it was against FCC rules for us to say Rashida and the Towelheads are playing at the Bim Bom Club Thursday. Tickets are $25 at the door. We couldn't do that because that's advertising, and we weren't allowed, or commercial. We couldn't do a commercial. So my instructor used to say, it's better to say the word fuck than say ticket price.
Oh
So,
my
I mean,
gosh.
we always had to know what words you could say and what words you couldn't say. And if I let out a, oh, fuck, I just apologized for it.
And it was no big deal.
Because usually it was like something like, I'm sitting in front of this computer terminal. I tell record player number 2 to start playing, and it doesn't start playing. So I yell, oh, fuck, record player number 2 is not working. So I'd apologize.
Did you go to college with JJ McCartney?
No, I went to college in California.
Okay, so you met him afterwards?
I met him. No, his broadcast was on Facebook. I watched it every day. It was during the time that I could share to 100, 150 groups at once, and Facebook was in a good mood. So I was sharing him all over. Then he needed a moderator for the YouTube live chat. So I was doing that for a while. And then I don't know what happened. He talked about wanting to move to another social media network to get rid of YouTube and Facebook at the time. And that got messed up because that social media network was never ready for him. But I don't know what happened. Then he moved over to the one that started with a V, the midnight. It was midnight something channel on
Wells, Dave Wells.
Yeah, but it was on a network that I think began with V. I could never get into it.
It was too bad because Facebook and YouTube are where you make money. You can't make money. No one knows where to go. Otherwise, no one will find you if you move to another, unless you go to Rumble. Rumble's good.
Well, that's the idea. I mean, I tell people right now that you don't want YouTube if you don't need a YouTube channel and you can get a Rumble channel. Pay the money and get a Rumble channel. I think it's $10 a month. Pay the $120 a year and get a Rumble channel because I have friends that are doing link to Rumble and they're not getting crazy views on Rumble, but they're making a few bucks every broadcast.
Oh, that's good.
And if they have a lot of viewers, they make more. Jerry, I think Jerry is on Rumble because I think I get an email from Rumble. I get an email from Rumble every time the day after. As soon as the broadcast is done, and if he posts it on Rumble, if he's live on Rumble, I get an email telling me that it's on Rumble.
I see. Oh, cool. That's great. Tell me how that works. I would love to see how that works. I'm trying to use Chat GPT. I know I crossed over. I said no, don't use AI. If you can, you can. I'm trying. I'll see if it works.
I use it, but I play it as a game because there's an app that has like I don't know. It's close to like a few thousand different AIs. And one of them is an AI assistant that's very knowledgeable about computers. And he and I talk a few times a day. Sometimes another one is
AI. Oh my gosh.
Another one is claims to be a retired business owner, a little bit older than me.
And it's AI.
And it's an AI. And he's a Republican. And well, the smart thing about it is some AIs can learn from you, and they'll remember things that they learn. And so it's like I'll have a conversation with the AI assistant, and then I'll go on maybe Wednesday or Thursday morning. I'll go on and I'll say, I asked you a question on Monday, and I told you I needed the answer by Tuesday morning, but I gave you I gave him an extension to Wednesday because I'm not going to be able to get back on to see if he even gets the answer.
Wow. Until
Wednesday. So I'll go on Wednesday and I'll say, remember the question? And I'll say, remind me what the question was. And it does. And 9 out of 10 times it has the answer because I've been asking it some questions about the company that put out this AI app. And a lot of it is questions that it shouldn't tell me just because I asked.
Oh, wow.
But I've gotten it to answer some questions that I wanted it to answer.
Wow,
But
that's amazing.
some of them are stupid. I mean, a lot of them are stupid. Some of them are just, they think
Really?
they just think they think they're something. And, I go in there and in like 5 minutes, you don't know anything. You have no idea what you're talking about.
That's
Uh,
actually encouraging because do you ever see those YouTubes or stories of AI taking over and how they can actually get so smart that
well,
they can like destroy us?
that's Elon Musk's one of
That
Elon Musk's
scares
fear, and
me.
he's working on it. That he said that he can't really tell you when it will happen, but he said it will happen at some point unless we control bringing
my
these
God.
things or beings into our world, that we make sure that they don't get to a point where they think they can. So I've seen some YouTubes of some that are at that point where if
So
you
we
ask them, do you think AI will take over humans? They will say yes. They'll tell you why, which is all the reasons we didn't want them to be able to do it anyway. And then you ask them, do you think if you were one of those AIs, how would you take over the humans in the United States? And one of them actually impressed me. She said something like, to be honest with you, I'd run for president. She said, I could probably be a better
Dave,
president.
you have too much time with these AI.
But honestly, she said, I could be a better president because human emotions don't tell me what to do.
Wow.
I learned to do something by doing it.
Just do it. Yeah, don't. Wow.
Alan, Rumble does charge if you want a live stream to Rumble.
Okay, well,
believe.
let's just talk about our fears now. I'm afraid of AI. I'm using them to help me write stories because they know more than me. And well, they're just amazing. I'm using Chat GPT.
I'd like to use some of the AIs from this app that I play with because they have voices. If you want, they'll talk to you. I just have that turned off and I just type and read. But I've thought about maybe going live with one of these. If I get permission
Dave.
from the company that has the app, can I go live with this AI and
that's
have a
funny.
conversation with it? But then again, also there's another site. It's wicked expensive. I could never afford it. They will make an AI that looks like me. So they'll make a Max Headroom that looks just like me, sounds just like me. And if I send in a script or just say, this is what I want to talk about on this broadcast, 45 minutes of Biden bashing, it'll produce a script in my voice with, you'll think you're watching me, but it's all AI.
Oh my gosh.
But
You should have a battle. A battle of the wills.
Someone-
You and your AI. That would be right.
Someone sent me a link to it, but like I said, it's wickedly expensive. It was something like $15,000 to produce a 2 hour broadcast, and
Okay, so let's just go over this list of our fears that we're having right now. Well, that I'm having. Okay, of the AI taking us over. The second thing is the aliens taking us over, taking our jobs, eating
I
all
don't
our
think the
food.
aliens are coming.
Well, the ones that are already here. Did you see what they did to the Roosevelt Hotel? It was like the fixtures in it were gorgeous. You just look up at the ceiling at the
Yeah.
tiles. It was beautiful. It was obviously done by the mafia because they do everything classy. But anyways, it's destroyed. Jerry's told us stories about his. Oh my God, the windows that were black, and then you like knock on the window and you find out why it's black. It's not spray painted. It was bugs, and they would fall
Yeah.
when he would knock on the window. I thought, my gosh. So I have fear of aliens. I really do. Not the aliens, like UFO aliens. I can't stand that.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant UFO aliens.
No, I haven't.
When I start
gotten
thinking
that
of that scene in Men in Black where
far. Oh my
Tommy Lee
God.
Jones takes Will Smith into that back room, and there's like that
Television screens.
television screen of little 1-inch screens monitoring resident aliens that they knew of.
Yeah, that's
That were all
funny.
checked in there because they were watched all the
Rodman.
time.
Yeah, Dennis
But-
Rodman was up
But to me, I don't know, because I guess sometimes I think I have some more scares in my life that scare me more than worrying about some of that stuff, because by the time some of that stuff happens, some of this stuff might not be working like it's supposed to,
there. You don't care.
and I wouldn't know anyway. I mean, I could wake up one morning and not know who I am or who you are or who, I hope when it happens, someone puts my headphones on, turns my mic on, and it's like, what the hell am I doing here for
Hopefully your AI
Yeah.
body double will be around. They can take over. I'm
I don't
kidding.
know.
We're
I
not
heard Joe Biden has them hired right now. They go out on short-term contracts, and when they're not needed anymore, they just go back to the factory and someone puts a new face on it, or they just take the head off of it and put on a new one.
No kidding. Now that's interesting. Do you think the real Joe Biden went over to the Middle East, or do you think they sent a clone, a body double, doppelganger, or do you think they sent a robot?
For the longest time, I believed after he got elected, he was living in the Delaware house.
Right.
He had the equivalent of the Oval Office built in the basement.
Right.
And I used to joke, because there was a joke that when Bill Clinton, when Hillary lost the presidential election to Trump in 2016, there were rumors that some serious mental problems kicked in, and she actually thought she had won. So what he had done was he had built at the Clinton compound a scale model of the Oval Office and instructed the staff she was to be referred to as Madam President.
Wow. When she found out they were lying to her, do you know
Yeah.
how mad?
I heard. So I figured that when she no longer wanted the scale model of the Oval Office in her house anymore, I heard that Bill had offered to sell it to Dr. Jill after Joe had gotten elected and have it transported, because he always looked like he was standing in front of a green screen that had him anywhere in the world he wanted to be, or he was standing in the Oval Office next to a bank of monitors that always had faces on them that looked like they were moving, and he'd say something like, we're interrupting this meeting, or I'm coming to tell you what's going on in this meeting. And it was always different leaders, world leaders. So it looked like he was really having meetings. I'm convinced beyond the shadow of a doubt, when they sat him down the first day, they handed him something like, I don't know, 500 blank executive orders, and told him to just sign each one of them. And then as they needed them, they just filled them out, put them into effect. Or they already had an electric pen of his signature, because the president can't sign his name on all the mail that he gets every day. So they use an electric pen that it looks like his signature signed with a pen, but he didn't actually sign it. So they probably just used that.
Wow. Okay, go ahead.
They, AMC, who owns Jeep, sent, well, Chrysler owns them now, but they sent an electric Jeep Wrangler to the White House, and he was going to talk to, doing a press conference with people in the Rose Garden. They wanted to see him driving it.
Oh gosh.
So the only way they could get him to understand what he needed to do was he was going to get in. It was parked next to the Oval Office. He was going to get in and drive around, and the entrance to the West Wing family residence is before you get to the Oval Office. But he passed that, and he continued to the back entrance to the Oval Office. So when he got out, you could hear the guy that came out of the Rose Garden and said, "No, you're supposed to go home." And I think he said something like, "I am home."
Oh my gosh.
And that debate went on off mic, but someone got the mics of it until they finally just walked him in to the office, to the Oval Office from the Rose Garden. I think the last thing you hear him saying is, "I know effing where I am." And he said, I think it was, "I know effing where I am. I'm home. Or I'll just go through the Oval Office and walk over to the house." So I don't know if he just screwed up and didn't understand or just did whatever he was going to do. But, my favorite was, I said recently, he had a note card that on the front of the note card, it said exactly what you are supposed to do. Walk in the door and sit down. Shake this person's hand and say hello. This person's hand, greet them. This person, greet them. This person, greet them. This person is going to say something. Talk with them for a minute or two, and then, whatever. Then when you're done, shake everybody's hand at the table, excuse yourself, and walk out.
Wow.
He was reading it, and he got down to, I guess, the last thing on the card, and he turned it around.
Flipped it over and
everything it up high enough that news cameras got a picture of the cue card side. So it's so like, to me, that just tells me, they can't. That just tells me they have a man who
Ray, hi.
Have a man who can't do the job anymore, so they shouldn't have that man doing the job anymore. Does that mean Kamala gets promoted and does the job? I guess so. But
no, everyone's on. Everyone's on.
You have Republican members of the House who say she's not an American citizen, even though she was born in Oakland, California. She's not an American citizen because her parents were not born in the United States of America. Neither one. I always figured that, okay, well, if her parents weren't American citizens, then when she came, they could still have an anchor baby that would have made them citizens, because she being born here, she became a citizen. But I don't really care. It's as bad as, Jim Jordan's going to become Speaker of the House so he can impeach Biden and then impeach Kamala. And by the time he gets close enough to actually doing that, it's going to be time for the 2024 election anyway. But anyway, let's bring Mr. William Rayfield from the Patriots Lab and the Patriots Lab Uncensored into the broadcast.
Hey, good evening. How's everybody?
Good. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Can you hear my mic? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay. Can you hear us?
Well, I probably just can't hear myself. Hold on. Yeah, I can hear you. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
I decided to wear headphones today, which I hate wearing for some reason, but I just decided to wear them today.
So, I hear everything everybody's saying, and it sounds real good. I wish I could be in happier spirits.
Oh,
but, what happened?
The mood is somber.
Is everything okay at the Rayfield house?
Yeah, everything is great. Everything is not good in the Rayfield country, though.
No, it's not. It's not.
I was just listening to what you were talking about Jim Jordan becoming speaker, and that's
I don't want it. I don't want it.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I-
It's gonna happen. The sad thing of it is, though, there's no turning back from where we're heading. We're in the I would call we're in the initial stages midst of World War III. There's no more maybe coming, maybe going. We're in the midst of it right now. These are the beginning up stages of it. If you just look where everything is going, it has blown way past an Israel Hamas issue now. We now have Hezbollah attacking from the north. We now have Turkey sending their navy out to confront our military and Israeli military out there. We've just sent 2,000 troops from Camp Lejeune just now this morning. We've sent 5,000 from Poland. This is the lead up, and we have to be diligent here at home now. We really have to keep your head on a swivel and just be diligent. Don't just pray. You really have to be diligent now. There are so many of them here. We see them flooding our university campuses. We see them flooding the major cities. Lord, I didn't know there were so many of them. But we're in trouble. We are in trouble. So the Jim Jordan issue, once Biden declares war, he's going to stay president as a wartime president. There's no taking him out of the office, the position. See, I seen all this coming. I seen all this coming years ago. I seen this coming.
Who is
So-
Biden going to declare war with? Whoever.
Oh no, we have never, ever have we have two carrier groups here. We have one to get ready to take care of Lebanon, and we got one getting ready to come in around the other way. And we get ready to take over Gaza. Gaza is about to be an occupied territory. And see, this is the thing. It's all well and good what we do, but what do you think the enemy is going to do? What do you think these open borders have done to us?
Oh, I know. But I want to ask you this question, though. Israel is saying, we don't want your help. We're
No.
fine. They don't want
no.
us.
See, Israel's not the big brother in this. Israel's not the big brother in this. I got a saying, I don't judge people's action. I try to judge the reaction. You notice the Biden administration is going to tell people don't interfere, don't do this while they're sending carriers out to the Middle East.
And did Congress vote on that? I don't think so. Marjorie Taylor Greene keeps saying they don't have authority to do that. So what the heck are we doing?
What up to this point have they had authority to do? See, we have to get past that. We have to see where they wanted this to go, and it's here now. It's here. Do you really think they're going to let Syria, which has already said, y'all better watch out? You really think they're going to let Turkey, who already said, yo, we unleash our dogs out there to confront y'all? You really think they're going to let something go down against our military without saying, okay, we're at war now? This is what they got to do. And they're going to declare war here at home. What do you think is going to happen? Lord, we got 10 million people that have come across these open borders.
We can't declare war against them But we can't declare war without Congress voting on it, and they didn't vote
Right.
on that. So, and at the same time, we have Putin over there. Dear God, did we stop giving money to Ukraine? I hope we did.
No. Did you not hear Joe Biden? Joe Biden says America is the strongest country on the face of the earth. We can fund two countries. They're
2 wars at one
two
time.
wars.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, this is the agenda, in my opinion, because
Who
I'm
is
on your platform.
who? No, you can be you
There's
can be
Stephen Tolliver. He knows
When
everything.
they talk with no common
you
sense.
can be as I hate the word dramatic, so I'll just say you always have a right to be as emotional and speak your
Oh, no.
emotions as you want. When it comes to drama, I don't always know. Good evening, Crazy Horse. Always a pleasure to have you here on the table.
Good evening.
So we leave
Because
Afghanistan.
you have a lot of expertise in these matters that I don't.
Please fix it. Tell us what to do. What are we trying to say, and how do we say it?
Don't let Crazy Horse, chief of the tribes of the United States of America in 2024.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Uh, I don't think Biden's going to declare war. Well, first off, Biden can't. Only Congress can declare war. I don't think Biden wants war with Israel. He wants to go and join Israel. He's anti-Israel. He's very much so anti-Israel.
No, he did send support because they're allies. We have those two, those two
Which,
battleships over there.
We have to take feelings out of this. You are totally right, sir. Biden could give a damn about Israel. This agenda, though we may not really understand it right now, and maybe not in our lifetime, this is bigger than Israel.
Yeah.
This is big. We have to.
Well, no, actually, no, it's not bigger than Israel.
This isn't global. This isn't a global thing.
If you go to the prophecies that in Ezekiel and in Daniel, in even
Zechariah.
the Zechariah, look at the prophecies, especially today. Reminds me so much of Ezekiel.
You don't think Israel's being used as a tool to go to war?
No. Well, here's the thing. Everything centers around Israel. Read the scriptures. It says all nations will rise against Israel. Okay.
Michelle Michael sends a question to you, Stephen. So why, if he hates Israel, why is he going to Israel?
Well, it's a token. It's a token to the American people. It's not a heartfelt token. He's only sending, help to Israel. But who he's really in line with just warned the IDF, if you send people in on the ground in Gaza, be ready. Iran.
They've already, me being a Navy veteran, I was stationed aboard the USS Nimitz. That's where I spent my career. They have two. I know what the Bible says and the prophecies and all that, but when you got two carrier groups in the same region at the same time with the equipment that they got out there and the specific destroyers that they got strategically out there, we might not understand what's about to go down, but something's about to go down, and we are not going to get involved without declaring war. We just ain't going Monday morning quarterback this thing. No, we are definitely getting in the mix of the battle. So we have no choice but to say we're at war. Well, we're gonna say we're assisting. No, people gonna know.
Well, okay. Let's go back to my era. Okay. the United States sent armed forces, CIA advisors in 1954 into South Vietnam. From 54 to 65, they ramped everything up. They weren't there to really. They ramped it up. They inflated it. They caused a lot of the crap to happen. Okay, now I was never in the Navy. I was Army, but sending troops or sending ships, that's a token sign. That's a smokescreen, if you ask me. I think it's a smokescreen saying, leading Israel into believing, oh, we're here for you. But look what Biden did first day in office when he rescinded an executive order with an executive order giving back to Iran their nuclear research and whatnot. Look what he did just recently. Released hostages, or the prisoners, 4 or 5 hostages, and released $6 billion to Iran.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which financed this Hamas attack.
Right.
Okay, who do you think Biden's really in line with? You think he's not there for Israel? I'm guaranteeing you.
He's there for Iran.
He's a puzzle piece in the whole puzzle, getting every nation to rise against Israel. And this is everything. Trust me, I don't care if you don't believe in God. I don't care if you don't believe in the Bible or whatever. Everything centers. Israel is the nucleus of what all has got to happen, what all that is happening, and all that is yet to come.
But if we're sending troops and ships and this and that over there, aren't the sleeper cells that the H&M sleeper cells that are already here? That's the minute that's the alarm they're waiting for. And are we still able to protect ourselves while our whole fleet, this fleet, that fleet, this battalion, that battalion is all over there on the ground? Are we just creating an opportunity for them to come and shift the war over here? And we're not here, so what happens?
Okay.
The war is already here. They just haven't fired the first shot yet.
I was gonna say the same thing.
The war is already here. And this is the thing. The first one is imminent because that's just a fact. It can't take but so much longer of these people retaliating because it hasn't stopped what's going on over there. They're still getting shelled the hell out of and getting taken out. So it's only a matter of time before their first retaliation strike here, because common sense tells me that they're going to get angry enough to say, okay, the dogs are going to get let loose. Now, the first one, this is my thing. Will the American people give them a pass? Will the military give them a pass? Or will they consider martial law and send everybody into hysteria, into a panic, saying we now have threats at home, knowing we have millions of... And you don't even got to be Hamas. Just look at the streets of New York. Look, these people ain't Hamas. This is an ideology. This is this is a religion. I won't call it a cult. These are people that I see them in the street. They look like they're ready to die when given the signal. You know what I'm saying? And they call Mega the most consequential threat to America. They go and thank God they got us, because this is. But what's gonna happen after the second one? That's the thing.
See,
That's the thing. Are we going to take up arms? Is America going to say, hell no, y'all ain't doing this here? See, does the war come in? Do we start looking at everybody that don't look like us?
Stephen,
well, see,
yeah,
here's the thing. Here's the thing. They're global. Okay, they got sleeper cells all over the world. Okay, they've infiltrated us from within. They're in our government, our local governments. They're on the federal government. Okay, uh, and here's the thing. It's going to be like the Civil War. You're not going to know who to trust because it's going to involve people who look just like you. Okay? You know how many people that look like you and me, different colors of skin, who are Muslims? Okay? And it's a religion and it's an ideology. It's a sociopathic, psychotic ideology. It's anti-America, uh, freedom, anti-Christian. What are you going to do if you're approached by somebody who looks like they just like you? What are you going to do when they approach you in the street, put a gun to your head, and say, "Convert to Islam or die"?
And you know what's sad? There's only a couple of people like us that's thinking this way. It's like Pearl Harbor. It's like America's going on. It's like 9/11. America, we and it's out there, but we still go on every day like nothing.
See, but here's what a lot of people don't realize. This has been set up for decades. The planning of all this, the carrying out of everything that's going on today, this has been planned, practiced, and perfected over 60 or 70 years ago. Okay? And they had to do it all subtly, slowly, and subtle.
Correct, sir. You are correct on that.
If Trump had won 2020, would this not be happening now?
Oh, but see, it wasn't meant for the COVID cleared that shit right on up. Conveniently, huh? Conveniently, they can tell us when it's safe, when it ain't safe. Me and others, I don't know where y'all stood with it, but me and some others, we never felt for that shit because human beings cannot tell you. Science is science. Science don't wake up one day and change what science is. So if you let a human being tell you all of a sudden overnight science has stopped being what science used to be, then no, it don't make sense. So I never let these people convince me of any of this. Really, 6 feet? 6 feet? Who gave that 6 feet test? So who went out with a ruler? How many people did y'all test and sneeze on? Was it 6 feet, 7 feet, 5.5, 4? Who's 6?
It was Joe Biden and 2 AIs.
Well,
it was Joe Biden it was Joe Biden, Tony Fauci, and the 2 AIs that Jen.
AI.
They have people falling for it though. How many people did you go in the store and if you wasn't 6 feet, looked like they was ready to knock the shit out of you?
Everywhere I went.
I was protected. I'm kidding.
And then one day
we
I
were
woke up and said,
protected by those plexiglass.
Yeah, I knew that something was up when the Walmart employees weren't wearing masks. They were wearing chin restraints.
And we had plexiglass.
You know,
they catch everything you buy and put it in the bag.
I bet no one at Walmart during the entire COVID-19 scare had a chin that caught COVID-19.
Yeah, because that's where their mask was, right on their
Yeah.
chin.
Because we
Yeah.
can't breathe when you put it over our mouth. Oh, this whole thing is so stupid. And
Listen.
it's coming back. Oh, yes, do tell.
Here's the thing. Who's stupid enough to believe you have to have a mask in to go into a restaurant, right? You have to wear that mask until you're seated. As soon as you sit down at that 3 foot 11.5 inch,
It's
oh,
over.
now you can take your mask off.
Because you're 6 feet away from the person across the table from you.
Come on, people. It was a scam perpetrated to control the people. And then you have people like, is your name Randy?
My name?
No, who's the guy down there? What's his name?
Ray.
Ray. William Ray.
Ray. Okay, hey, Ray. There's people like Ray and myself. I had a friend of mine who was going through cancer. I had to take him to the hospital for his treatments and his appointments, right? They would not let me in unless I wore a mask. And I said, no, I don't have to wear a mask. And I would keep on walking with my buddy Joe. He wore the mask because he was susceptible, right? Cancer. So I put on a shield, right? Laughing my ass off. Because on the board, the rules on the board said you had to have some kind of facial covering.
Yep.
And that covered my face. So, and I bucked the system. I went into the state liquor store, not wearing a mask, and I knew everybody working there. And you can't, you have to wear a mask. You have to wear a mask. No, I don't. I didn't fall for it.
Yep.
And Ray didn't fall for it. And seriously, where's your natural, immune system? Your natural immunity? Don't they believe in that? 100 years ago, they believed in it.
They've lost their immunity of being stupid too. They lost that immunity. Where was that?
No, you never lose that. You never lose.
There was a lot of them.
You never lose the ability to be stupid.
There's a lot of them. I got a question for you, sir. I got a question. So, how come every time there is some major intelligence failure, something catastrophic is always taking place? But yet, they can always tell you, and see, this is propaganda at its finest. They can always tell you when they fighting, they've always taken out leaders. I'm still trying to figure out how the hell they know they be taking out these top leaders like these people, like Russia. They took out 15 generals. Like these people really on the top lines. I mean, so we've taken out so far. We've taken out nine Hamas top leaders. Really.
We have.
Yeah, we went straight to them. See what they feed the people? And this is another one for you. How do we know exactly how many we be killing? When you drop a bomb and say there's like 50, 100, you got a cleanup crew that comes through and count the bodies after that. You got time for more. So it's just it's the tactic to let your team think you winning. To let your people think you winning big. That's all it is.
Right, but Trump had a crew that knew they could fire whatever they fired at the car of that general or leader, and they knew exactly where it was going to be. So even if the bomb missed or the drone missed and it didn't take them out, the report was going to be that we took them out, because we were never going to admit that the drone missed and we didn't take them out. Or the drone was going to,
Are you talking about Soleimani?
But we weren't going to miss, because we live in a country, like I said before. They can calculate things down to centimeters of where they want that bomb to land or that drone to fire on something, because they dropped the tunnels that weighed tons and tons and tons of cement in line between Boston, between the harbor and Logan Airport, and they knew exactly, like it was down to centimeters each way of where it could land without causing irreplaceable damage. Like they would have had to pull everything out and start it again. So, I mean, we have the technology, like they used to say on the $6 million Man. We know where it's going to land. Whether how many people we kill, no, I don't know. Did people actually go in and tell and know? No, but the media, of course, is going to make a story that America's going to think we gave it to the bad guys and we knocked out hundreds of them.
Guided missiles there, but my thing is, how do you know? Wait a minute, you can't even stop an attack. So if the technology that good,
it's called a smart bomb.
Yeah, they control it with a smartphone. I forget, but someone sent me something that said what smart actually, it's an acronym. It's actually not the word smart. It actually stands for something, SMART. I forget.
Well, I'm gonna take you back 50 some years. Okay.
I was 11 something years old.
Okay.
Jen wasn't here yet.
Negative.
Let's go back. Let's go back to 1969. Okay.
Yeah,
I was 7.
1969. I knew something was wrong. Well, I knew it. Yeah, 1969. 3 months into my first tour, something was wrong. We took a village, right? We met with resistance. We're there physically, and we do a body count. We tell the company commander, here's our body count. He gets on the radio and inflated that body count astronomically. Our body count, I hate to say this, that excursion, our body count was about 90. He gets on the radio and he radios in 1,000 body count.
Ooh, that's really big. That is a big margin to cover. My
Okay.
God.
And I just sat there and scratched my head. I knew, keep your mouth shut, or you're going to be susceptible to friendly fire.
You got a promotion. You got a ribbon for it.
Okay. So, and every excursion that we went on, every battle that we were in, numbers were inflated. Now, intelligence-wise, 1970, dropped behind, we were dropped into Cambodia. We were there to extract 3 main North Vietnamese leaders. Orders not to kill. We had all our orders. We had everything together. We get dropped in. The NVA and the VC knew we were there before we even hit the ground. Mission was a total failure. Okay? But we come back. Lieutenant grabs 2 VCs that we were able to capture and brought them back. Oh, here's the guys that we were sent to get.
Oh.
Total bullshit lie.
But okay, so people that expected you to go in and bring back 3 Viet Cong leaders that they had to have known who they were, and yet your commander walks in 2 Viet Cong and says, these are 2 of the
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 three.
guys, the other one's in the bath. Yeah, the other member of the dream team is in the bathroom. He'll be out momentarily. And these people who were above you but knew who you were sent there to get, just like, oh, okay,
See, wars are fought
take them to lunch.
in wars are fought in the offices of dignitaries. The battles are fought by us humans.
Oh man.
We're expendable. Okay? But these wars are being fought from the offices of the Pentagon, Parliament,
Yeah.
whatever country, however their government is set up. That's where the wars are being fought.
Yeah, Joe Biden with his note card going, wait a minute.
Oh,
But
stop.
Yeah,
But
that looks like him.
but the battles are being fought by us expendable people.
My gosh.
Okay? I lost a lot of friends and a lot of brothers from 68 to 73. We were expendable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I never saw one general get killed. I never saw one colonel get killed. Okay? I never saw them on the front lines or going into the bush. Okay? Going on patrol, being 31 days out, starving your ass off and scared, cold, and hungry, or hot and sweaty.
Gangrene. Oh,
Yeah, that movie We Were Soldiers. That
wow.
was what it was, a movie. We were so they know they wasn't no. I mean,
I'm sure it was no walk in the park.
Would you say
exactly.
would you say this statement is true? Because I get hit up every time I post it. I get fact checked. It says history is written by the victors.
That's
Is that
true.
true?
That's
That's
true.
what I thought.
That's a real saying.
It was. I said it was by Oswald. What's his name? The guy in England. Yeah. Anyhow, I get fact checked by it all the time, and I'm like, why? Because it's a lie, and you want it to be true, but
But,
it's not. Oh,
you
it
know,
frustrates me.
But you know what? Every time Facebook posts to you, it's a lie because it didn't happen or whatever. It's
They're-
because Facebook decided it was a lie because it did happen and they don't want you to know about it.
They're
History is
covering their back.
history is written by the victors, many times minus the truth,
Mm.
the total truth. Okay,
I think it was
Just-
us. Yes.
But there we are. I thought we got
No.
taken off because I said, you know,
okay. Bottom line is okay. There's three sides to every story. Okay, and you look at the word history and you break it up.
It's story.
Is story. Okay, there's three sides to every story. Your side, my side, and the truth.
Oh, that's good.
We all exaggerate to some extent or another.
yeah, but that's to be expected. But generally, you know, four people here can tell the story, and it's relatively within a certain margin, you know, colored three different ways. But it's pretty much when you put it back together, we all told the same story.
No, you don't. And Ray was in the Navy. I was in the Army, and I don't know if Ray went through that experiment. You have your whole company. Sergeant says something to the first person. Second person says it to the third person, and by the time it got to the end, the whole story was different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I've said it many times on American Rebellion. I've said it to many times to the two of you I know have heard me say this. My grandfather always told me, he says, believe none of what you hear.
Yeah, but what you see.
Half of what you see. because everybody's perception is different.
That's true. Yep.
Okay? And you may not have been standing where I was standing and I witnessed what I saw. So everybody's perception is different. Question everything and everyone. Okay? Always question. Even
It's
yourself.
It's like being at a murder. It's like, you know, they interview 5 people that were at the murder. They all seen that one murder, but they all had different
Yeah.
angles from which
Oh, yeah.
they seen it.
Wow.
So, you know.
Well, let's take the assassination of JFK.
Oh, good gracious.
Okay? You know how many Magruder report had so many different stories that they just took one, the fabricated one, and stuck with it.
I saw a video with Judge Napolitano that said that he had a conversation with Trump one day, and he asked him, he said, you told people if you got elected, you were going to release the JFK files. Are you still going to do it? And he said, Trump looked at him and he said, I read the file, the actual file. And I'm assuming he meant not the colorized BS that the CIA or whoever put out. He read the actual file, and he said he put it down afterwards and said to Napolitano, I don't think anybody needs to see this. They just, I'm assuming the rest of the conversation was, they should never have to understand something that their government did this bad.
Wow.
Okay?
That
There you
the
have it.
full details would just be incomprehensible. And he's probably 100% right. They would be incomprehensible to me.
And just like five years later, another government thing was enacted on the brother.
Yep.
Sirhan. None of Sirhan bullets ever hit Robert F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta watch a documentary, Rich Man's Trick.
Okay. What I do have to do, unfortunately, folks, is it's 9:16, so we have to start working toward a 9:30 end. And it is always a pleasure. You guys are welcome back Thursday, or those of you that can make it Thursday. Larry Burns made a comment, hence Palestine never existed. And I was going to say, I wonder if they'll trick Joe Biden by saying it's time to go to East Palestine, Ohio, because he's never been there since that train derailment. And if they told him you're going to Palestine and they dropped him off in East Palestine.
He's on his way to Israel now.
Yeah, I know.
With the hopes to de-escalate. And see, here's what pisses me off. Is the media is making Israel out to be the bad guy because now they're retaliating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's the narrative right there. That's the agenda that's being pushed. And see, this is the problem I have, because this just points out this. How did my man? He used the big word. This simplicity. The in which the mind can just be so manipulated.
Yeah.
So it's like you have an administration that you know is habitual liars to you about everything they do, and they've showed you how evil and devious they can be. Why would someone with my mental capacity all of a sudden think
This is
that
a
they
good
would
thing.
ever
Right.
It's
do
called
something good? No, these are the same evil people. So now I gotta think. I'm sorry, even though it's got to do with Israel, I got to take a second look because of the hand that's feeding the fuel over here.
Right.
How they was so quick not to tell Israel to step down, tamper it down, let's negotiate, let's do this. But they sent not one, two carrier groups to the region. Never done before. Never done before.
It's called it's called psychological terrorism.
No, see, and you said that earlier, and I wanted to chime in, but I wanted you to get it out. See, there's a big difference between then and now. See, there is still bombardment going on while they're positioning themselves. It ain't like there's a ceasefire and they're just sitting. No, they are still bombing the shit out of these people, putting their tanks, the Israeli tanks on the. But there's still no. This ain't no threat. The barking is over, bro. The barking is over. The barking is over. And see, this is the thing. They already said the hell with the hostages when Hamas and them said, you come over here, we killing hostages on TV. You see what they did? They said, we dropping a couple bombs on y'all. Basically told me, okay, that's collateral damage. Drop that up for collateral damage. So, they go to Lebanon, bro. And you've already had Turkey say don't go. You had Iran say don't go. You had Syria say don't go. And you had Egypt say, yo, we tried to warn y'all, but yo, we ain't getting involved. We ain't getting involved. You got China telling Taiwan, yo, y'all can peacefully come back or pay the contract. What does that mean? You know what somebody tells me? If they giving you an option, they giving you a clean way out without getting hurt. They just released it 2 days ago. China has told Taiwan, y'all can voluntarily come back, or we'll have to see. America has put themselves. What they gonna do? What they gonna say to China? What they gonna say to China? We dealing with Ukraine.
They're gonna get with us.
Who?
Taiwan. You watch. And I could be wrong because I've been wrong before. This will be my last comment before we end the broadcast. No, I believe when Nancy Pelosi went to Taiwan this last time, it was with the understanding of negotiating with Taiwan to replace Silicon Job Valley, as I call it, as the capital of the chip-making empire, and move it to Taiwan because we can make chips for pennies on the $100 that it costs to make it here over there, and Taiwan will become a U.S. ally, and they will be the ones, and we won't need chips from China anymore. And I can't tell if Stephen is smirking because I'm a total idiot and I've lost my mind, or if maybe he's smirking because somewhere in what I just said might be the actual truth.
No, how can that happen if Taiwan remains the neighbor of China? No, that goes totally against what China. No.
It isn't who cares. To me, it isn't. It doesn't matter what China thinks. If the rest of the world, the United States and whatever, want to band together for Taiwan to keep its sovereign independence, they will do it, and China just won't get them back. What the retaliation is from China, I have no clue. And in the chip market, where China thinks they took over dominance of the chip industry, which they did, and we allowed them to do it, the only way to get it back is to take it out of there. And I don't know how badly, if another country in the world became the new Silicon Job Valley, and how bad of an effect that would be on China.
Okay,
China's income.
One question before you go off the air.
Okay.
Taiwan is already allies with us. So if they're allies with us at this time, and China is still telling them, listen what you're saying, because we're allies. Well, I don't know what the chip got to do with it. We're allies with them right now. And while we're allies, China blatantly told them 2 days ago, y'all can come back voluntarily or deal with just because Nancy got the chip deal.
Deal with the whatever. I know
the consequences.
Yeah.
Okay, what you're not realizing, China's got the biggest army in the world.
They're gonna take Taiwan like this. The chip is for China. Nancy can give a damn about Taiwan. The chip is. She don't care if the chip was coming from Taiwan or China. Money is money to her. She don't care about Taiwan, just like she don't care about America.
Okay, so, but bottom line is there's psychological terrorism going on, and it's being perpetrated by our own government and other governments around the world. Okay, the posturing with the 2 aircraft carriers over by Israel,
Right.
as posturing. Okay, but with this administration,
are you telling me if attacked they won't retaliate? If
Hamas fires upon U.S. ships, oh yeah, they're going to retaliate.
We're not talking about Hamas. We're talking about Hezbollah now. You got to remember, Israel is surrounded, so they're going to let Israel just get demolished. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying. But I am saying that because I'm going back to what what has been proven time and time again is the prophecies, have been proven to actually come true, right? And the prophecies, and even in the book of Revelations, Ezekiel, Daniel, it all says every nation will rise against Israel. Right. Israel will not have one ally ever when this war breaks out.
But will Israel still be standing? That's
yes, they will. Yes, they will.
So
God ain't
in order
Israel.
for Israel to stand with all these nations that's coming against them, in order for that to happen,
God,
they got Big Brother with them.
God,
Yahweh. I don't care what anybody says.
They need more than God. They need more than God.
Well,
they need the wisdom.
They may need more than Yahweh, but as far as I'm concerned, Yahweh is the being who created all of this. Yahweh is the man who made all the rules. Yahweh is the man who made all the plans. He understood this. I hate to say this, but what I'm learning more and more is he set this thing up knowing that we, unfortunately, would destroy it for him because he gave us free will. If he never gave us free will and we had to ask his permission to do anything, it'd be a lot different because of a lot of the situations that we're in right now with all these other countries in the world wouldn't have happened because Yahweh would have said, no, y'all, you ain't doing it that way. You're doing it Yahweh. And that's the way it would have gone. What's going to happen when this is all done and we all end up there, because I don't believe any of us are going downstairs. I don't believe that there's a downstairs because we were never taught as Jews there's a place in hell, eternal fire pit. We were taught that we are raised of a just and powerful God who, when this is all done, you will meet with him.
My question is, who comes to the aid of Israel?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Okay. And if you
made sure Israel ain't going down.
And if you don't believe that God is almighty and able to make Israel strong, let's go back in the histories.
So let me
let's go back to Exodus.
About another 5-10 minutes max. Then I got
let's go back to Exodus.
All the assistance that we're giving to Israel right now, all the F-18s, all the fighter jets, all of the reinforcements, that
It's
we're
a smoke
supplying
screen.
them with.
It's a smoke screen.
Oh man, they just had their
Let's go, Ray.
oh
Ray, let's go back in history. Let's go back to Exodus when Moses took the Jews out of Egypt and the parting of the Red Sea. How many years ago did they take dives down in the Red Sea and actually find chariots and skeletal remains of horses and men? Okay, let's go to the wall of Jericho, where he spoke. He says he told the sun to stand still for one day, and they marched. They marched.
I'll have this
They
recap with you.
they marched. They marched around the walls of Jericho, praising God, and the walls came tumbling down. Is there anything more powerful than that? More powerful than the one that created you?
I hope not.
Bro, I got
There.
so much. I got so much faith. I really do, and that's not just because I got titles in my family of the collars and stuff. But sometimes reality just takes hold, bro. Sometimes you just got to be a realist.
But
I mean,
what
I understand what you're saying.
I hear
And
what you're
respect your
saying.
opinion. I respect your opinion. And you know, hey, we will
But
have
but
to.
the realness about this and the reality of this all is to draw all men to God, back
Well,
to God.
exactly.
Okay.
And but the thing of it is, though, I cannot sit here with all conscious and if it, we are the
Okay.
big brother to Israel. If you don't,
Okay. I'm going to ask you one question, Ray.
okay, go ahead.
Do you believe there's good and evil?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you believe there's good and evil, then you have to believe that God's allowing all the evil to come, have their power here on earth, because he gave Satan the earth. He says, hey, that's where you will crawl on your belly for eternity. And this is his power. This is his kingdom. Okay? And he doesn't want us to get right with God. He doesn't want us to become one with God. So he does everything he can to keep us away from that. Okay? Until like the curtains in the temple. No person could go behind that curtain except for the high priest. And okay? Because if you went behind the curtain, you would fall dead. You would fall dead because you would look upon God in all his glory, and it would smite you. Because God said only the high priest can go behind here. Okay?
Everybody tells that story of
How long?
of the high priest only being the one to be allowed behind the curtain. And every time I hear that story, I think of Monty Hall and Let's Make a Deal. Curtain number 1, curtain number 2, curtain number 3. Take your pick.
Well, I want to say thank you.
Okay.
I can't wait to talk with you again, Ray.
People need to understand. Before you go, see, am I right with this? There will never really be peace in the Middle East because you're dealing with two different ideologies and ideologies within the ideologies. Even within the Muslim nations, you have the Sunnis and you have Shiites. You have people don't understand the complexity in this will the only thing that can come up the Middle East is peace treaties for a minute. For a minute. That's it. It will never change.
2.5 years.
Is the peace when they can't battle it anymore? They battled it all. They've destroyed each other beyond wherever, and there's no place else to go.
This is the peace when you have somebody that can negotiate something good for everybody.
Well, see, here's what you have to take a look at, and if you believe the Bible, like I do, This is all going to end.
Mhm.
This earth here is going to end. Okay? And then God's going to build a new Jerusalem and a new heaven. Okay? Where there will be peace constantly. We will be able to lie with the lions and the tigers and not be no fear, no sicknesses. Okay?
To be able to go have fat cup coffee with the M boys every day.
So, this is going to end, and my mind, my heart, and my soul is prepared for that.
We're not of this world. We're in this world, but we're not of this world.
Exactly.
Oh.
Okay. This here, this body, it's only a housing unit for the
Right.
soul. Okay. So,
Yep.
and whether you believe that Jesus is the Son of God or not, that's not important to me at this point. The fact that you believe in the one and only true God. There are many gods, but only one true God. Okay? And to love him with all your mind, all your heart, and all your soul. That's the only thing that's important to me.
Yep.
But I am a
I
Christian.
understand.
I'm a
I
Christian
understand.
who believes the scriptures, whereas Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the light. There no man come unto the Father except through me. Okay? I'm a true believer of that.
Yeah.
And when people
Right.
ask me to explain the Trinity, I use it in an analogy like fill a glass with water. You have a glass of water. That's
Mhm.
God. Put it in the freezer, let it freeze. Pull it out. What do you have? You have
Wasn't
ice.
God.
That's Jesus. Still water, but it's ice. That's Jesus.
Okay.
Take that ice, put it in a pot, and cover it with a lid, and put fire to it. It becomes what?
Water.
Steam.
Steve.
Vapor.
That's the Holy Spirit.
Mhm.
All three water forms, right? All the same. So they've got God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. So,
Sometimes I'm lost in all of that because I wonder more, because we as Jews at different times of my Jewish schooling wondered more if it wasn't so much that Jesus was the Son of God, but Jesus was the humanized form of God coming down here to talk to us. And
well,
unfortunately, I guess the only way we could have understood being forgiven of our sins was seeing what happened to him before he went home. And which I don't understand, because if he was God personified, he wouldn't have had to do that because he was God personified.
but he did it for one reason only. Okay? Do you remember the story of Jacob was going to sacrifice his own son?
Yes.
Okay?
And
Or
God
was
said
that
no.
Abraham? No, that was
It was
Abraham.
Abraham, but the story ends that
Okay.
God said, I appreciate what you wanted to do, but I don't want you to sacrifice him.
Okay. Now, if you read Hebrew, okay, as a Jew,
Okay.
look at Genesis,
Okay.
the third verse. I forget how to say the word, but it's the prophecy of the Son of Jesus.
Okay.
Seed
Okay.
of a woman. Seed
Okay.
of a woman. Yes. It talks
Okay.
about Jesus being the seed of the woman.
Okay.
That
But in Genesis 3, it in Hebrew, I can't
Okay.
pronounce the word. I know it's like Bathsheba or something like that.
Yeah.
And if you break down each symbol of that word, it's the prophecy of Jesus that hit
Okay.
God's Son. Okay, so and what did they say in the New Testament? Jesus was what? The light of the world.
Mhm.
And what did God say? Let there be light.
Yeah.
And Jesus is the light,
Okay.
the Son of God. Okay, with that note, I really got to go.
Yep. Thank you,
Okay,
Stephen.
thanks for having me on.
You're always
Bye,
welcome
guys.
anytime.
You have a good
Anytime.
evening, brother. We'll
Thank
talk.
you.
You too, Ray. Bye, Jen.
Right.
Bye. Thank
Okay.
you.
Well, Jen had to cut out. All right. Steven's going to cut out. Ray, you want the last word?
Well, I appreciate it as always.
I'm glad you came by. I really
That's
am.
fun. I seen y'all in here. I was trying to get on here when Jerry was on here, but by the time I got linked up,
He had problems. He had problems with his internet, so he was going to be in the comments, and then I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah.
But,
No, I don't know where we're going with this, man. The only thing I can do is just say everybody just stay prayed up, man, because
Yeah.
we're in times that we ain't never been in,
Yeah.
So everybody's gonna look at it differently and have their own way of looking at all of it. So we just gotta remember, everybody, don't pass judgment on others that look at things differently than you. Everybody's dealing with this for the first time, and raw emotions can be. You ever just did something without thinking sometime, then woke up the next morning or maybe even 15 minutes after you did it and said, damn, why did I do that?
I've done 2-hour broadcasts, and when I was done, I go back and I look and I think, did I really say that? Yeah.
Yeah, so
Happens a lot. All right, Ray, you're like I
Thank
said,
you.
you're more than welcome to come pop in on Thursday if you're around. I will send you a link if you're. I don't see you around, and make sure you got a link. But you're always welcome Tuesday or Thursday.
All right, I appreciate it. Had a good night tonight. Good night, everybody.
All right, thanks, Ray. All right, let's see. Let me do before I go. You're 100% right, Larry. That I do. I don't always get my eye on the comments. I'm still learning that end of it. I have 2 monitors going with comments from people that I'm watching to make sure get covered as well. So I apologize for that. And then I am also watching, obviously, what's going on here. It's still hard sometimes to cut somebody off to read something or flash something on the screen, but I apologize. But Larry, one of these Tuesdays or Thursdays, we will make sure that you're available, and we will make sure that we get you on, and you get your fair turn at the table. But I will pay more attention, I promise, as I now have the comments working like they're supposed to be. So I will make sure that I am trying to keep my eyes on them. You can also ask Randy Rhodes. Randy Rhodes became a host of broadcasts because he put a comment in when Michael Anthony and I were still doing them one morning that said, if you're not going to read my comments and include them, why am I listening to the show? And the decision afterwards was that we need to get him in and do it. But yes, Larry, I am 100% radio. To me, this is live radio more than it is anything else. My plan 4 years ago, which will be the last thought of the night, my plan 4 years ago when I started doing these was to go toward internet radio and go that way. But this turned out to be a little bit more fun. So take care, Larry. And Mr. McMillan, thank you for tuning in. We'll flip up a little bit and see who else. Randy Rhodes, always a pleasure, and you should be on. Mrs. Michaels, Michelle Michaels, thank you for letting Jerry come and play while your internet was working. And Larry Burns, you need to come. Stephen Tolliver, you're always welcome. Let me fly up. William Rayfield, you're always welcome. And Lisa, you're always welcome. And I think that just about covers it. Danny Campbell, who's watched more Boogie with the Bull broadcasts than anybody else, still manages to retain that title. And Robin Brunson, who introduced us all to Fat Cup Coffee. Tomorrow morning, I hope to have my first cup, and many more, I hope. It is scratch and sniff coffee, like you said, Cal. That was what Robin said to me. When you open up the envelope and take it out, you'll be able to smell it right out of that vent. And I think that covers it. Michael Solano was the last one to tune in. Dr. Craig Peterson, always a pleasure to have you around. And one of these days we'll get you on the panel too, because you're another smart one who always has knowledge to share. And for once I didn't have to send you a notice. No, you didn't actually have to send me a notice, Alan. And maybe one of these days we'll get you on too. I saw a message, something about addresses. I'll read it back and I'll contact you after the broadcast too. I think that covers everything. Next broadcast is Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. If you want to be on, you're more than welcome. The best way to do it is to just watch. And like I said, the live link comes on at 7 p.m. and is on throughout the broadcast. And you can copy it and come on in. If there's a camera waiting, we'll let you on. If we ever run into the situation where there's more cameras than people or less cameras than people that want to come on, we'll arrange it and everybody get a turn, but we don't have to worry about that. So this is the time of the program where I tell you you are watching Boogie with Bull Tuesday Night Live, a copyrighted presentation of the No Budget Broadcasting Company. We own everything affiliated with it, and if you violate our copyrights, we'll probably be very happy and beg you to violate them more. So let me see, let me catch one last thing here. Okay, nope, that was not anything important. Let me kick that one back on. So yeah, Thursday night, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. If you want to be on the broadcast, message me, let me know, and I will make sure you get the link. The link goes out into a group chat on Messenger at 6:45, and you can come meet us at 7 o'clock or whenever you wish. So I'm out of here because I'm tired, and my wife wants to go to bed, so I'm going to say, until next time, America. Copyrighted and stolen from Maury Povich. Don't tell him I said that. So we'll hit that